everybody's talking about the stock market. Everybody's asking me, what do you think about this stock? What do you think about that stock? But what they're not focused on, what you should be talking about right now, is the real estate market. How bad is it getting? It's getting really, really bad, and that's what we're going to talk about. Welcome to the Dre Way. I'm glad you're here. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button, and let's get started. Let's go! Hey, welcome to the Dre Way. I'm glad you're here today. What I want to talk about today is just the real estate bust that is going on right now. The real estate pause. The real estate, I'm not going to push the button. Yeah, buyers are stuck because it just doesn't make sense in this type of atmosphere, in this type of economy. When you have so much indecision going on in Washington, it's really, really hard to make a commitment for 30 years on a 7% or 6.5% mortgage. And especially at prices that haven't fallen 20 or 30% yet, because that's what they need to do. And in many areas, that's exactly what's going to happen over the next couple of years. Because this environment, this Donald Trump environment is very, very bad for real estate. I mean, it's really bad for real estate because nobody knows what's going to go on tomorrow, the next day. I mean, do you have any sense of where the country is going right now? Because, most people have no idea. And when you don't feel secure, at home and with your job and with what's going on around the country, it's kind of hard to start throwing money around. It's kind of hard to, and you have to understand our economy is 70% spending. Our economy is based on spending. And if people start pulling back, corporations and individuals start pulling back and going, hey, wait a minute, I'm not so sure that right now is the right time to be putting out all kinds of money. You're talking about an economy that could go backwards and pretty much is as we speak. But real estate, this is you cannot get more prime time than right now. I mean, it's the middle of April, and soon April is only got a couple of weeks left. Then you've got May and June. May and June's going to go by like that. And then it's 4th of July weekend. And after the 4th of July, you are not selling your house. It's people thinking about after the 4th of July, it's back to school, back to school, back to school, back to school. So literally right now, you have about 75 days to sell your property. And guess what? Nothing's moving. I mean, it is really, really slow out in the marketplace. And that's because buyers don't know what to do. And the 10-year yield is starting to go up. It's like at close to 4.5%, which is going to put interest rates pretty close to 7%. 6.5% maybe, but pretty close to 7%. And it's hard to imagine a lot of people getting excited about getting a 7% mortgage for the next 30 years at prices that are still elevated. But right now, houses under contract right now is at a multi-year low. Yeah, there are just not that many houses under contract, and there are not that many people seeking a mortgage. And this is prime time. This is, oh my gosh, I can't even... this is prime time, everybody. This is supposed to be when houses are moving like this, moving like that. And it's not happening. Especially, in Florida, inventory just keeps going higher and higher and higher. And for those of you that own condos, I don't care where you own a condo. For many of you that own a condo, good luck. You're asking someone to sign on, whether it's in Florida, Texas, I don't care where your condo is. You're asking people to sign on to buy the condo. So hopefully they have cash, because if they have to finance a condo, a lot of banks don't want to finance a condo at all right now in these conditions. But you're going to finance a condo at close to 7%. You're going to get insurance. You're going to pay the taxes. You're going to pay the HOA. And you're going to pay any improvements that need to be done. Good luck. It sounds like just one huge, massive expense. And who wants to do that? Why would you want to do that? When right now it's so much easier, so much less expensive just to rent. I know that's a bad word for some of you for some reason, but yeah, just rent. I don't have a ton of upfront expenses. When you buy a house, you have so many upfront expenses. And people forget that the first few years that you're in a mortgage, you're renting anyway. You're not paying off your principal. You're just renting the first few years. Because, all the interest is front loaded. So you're just paying interest anyway. So you're kind of just paying rent. So this is real estate over the next 3 years under Donald Trump, just a complete pause. Just a complete, I'm not going to get too invested anywhere. Because you've seen the stock market go like this. And real estate's only got one place to go, and that's down. Real estate doesn't have any room to go up in this environment. It just doesn't. When you have so much uncertainty, when you're putting tariffs here and tariffs there, and businesses holding their vest going, what business right now under these conditions is going, I'm gonna start building billion-dollar factories all over America. Even Google, that was about to invest billions in Ohio, said, we're not gonna do that right now. We're gonna pull back and reevaluate. And that's just because under Donald Trump, nobody knows what's going on, and you're on the whim of one person. Right now, we are on the whim of an 80-year-old man that wants to go play golf every day. That's, am I saying something that's not true? But that's where we're at right now. We're at the whim of an 80-year-old man that wants to play golf every day. And casually says this or that like it's nothing. I'm gonna put a 50. He doesn't understand, as president, the markets move up and down with this craziness. And when you have somebody so indecisive, somebody that can change his mood like this in a second, this is not good for real estate at all. So real estate over the next few years, not a good investment. Not a good investment at all, especially when you're looking at a real estate market in many areas that's just going to be going down because inventory just keeps growing. And as long as inventory keeps growing, there's going to be downward pressure on pricing. And what you're seeing in Florida right now, we'll be talking about this a year from now, and we're going to be talking about just how bad it is, because it's going to get even worse. Texas and Florida and Louisiana and Tennessee, and hold on to your belt straps. It's going to get really, really rough. But let me know what you think in the comments. I want to hear what you got to say, and tell me how real estate is doing in your area. And don't forget to hit the subscribe button, and don't go anywhere. I got more for you here on the Dre Way. My sister just moved here from the Carolinas, just moved to Vegas to help me out with mom and dad, which I really, really appreciate her taking her time to do that. But it's amazing how, as you get older, your relationship with your siblings changes. It's different, and it's nice to be around somebody that just knows you so well. And and is just there for you and loves you and understands you because they've been around you for 55 years. There's just no replacing that, you know. And I know a lot of you aren't, you're as some of you are like, yeah, I can't imagine being around my sibling, or I can't imagine being around my brother or sister. And some of you are the opposite, saying, I wish I could be around my brother or sister. And it's just another step of I feel very fortunate. I feel very fortunate that I'm 61 years old. And last night, I'll give you a little insight to what happened last night. My dad had a very lucid moment last night. He walked into the room, and he looked at me, and he went like this. And when my dad goes like that, that means, hey, you want your feet rubbed, because I have big flat feet and my feet hurt all the time, you know. And I was like, yeah, Dad, come on over. And my dad sat down. I put my feet up, and my dad was rubbing my feet. Now, I'm a 61-year-old man. And to have my dad rubbing my feet and to have my parents with me, both of them, and I'm 61 years old, and now to have my sister near me, I just feel very fortunate. Very fortunate. Although I am going to lose my father, whether it's 3 months from now, 6 months from now, I don't know. But dementia is going to take my father. I still feel very lucky that I've had my parents 61 years. Believe me, I realize there's a lot of people that don't have their parents at 61 years old. Not only do they not have their parents, they certainly don't have their father rubbing their feet at 61. But I also now have just an appreciation for my sister being here. All our lives, my sister and I have joked with each other, but when it comes right down to it, when we're together, we realize how much we have in common. And I think we realize how special it is to really be with each other, next to each other, and now living in the same area. So I feel very, very fortunate. And I think sometimes we forget what happiness is, what being rich is, what being fulfilled in life is. And it's amazing how certain things can just make you feel so much better. And to have my sister near me right now, going through, as she can now see, she's like, you've been doing this for how long? And I'm like, yeah, I'm glad you're here. It's good to have, somebody there to help you go through the whole thing. So I don't know what your situation is, but if you have a sibling, um, be lucky you have them. Hopefully you reach out to them frequently, because there's something about having somebody near you that has known you, nearly your entire life. And I just thought I'd share that with you. Let me know what you think. If you have family members near you, or you have a family relationship that you want to tell me about, go ahead and do it in the comments. But don't go anywhere. I have a final thought. My fitness journey has really taken a hold of me in 2025. All the aches and pains that go along with it are starting to subside. Because when you start walking further and further, your legs let you know it. Your legs let you know it. And changing my diet has been easy. It hasn't been nearly as hard as I thought it would be. But I have noticed that the more I'm walking, I follow some people on TikTok that talk about walking and talk about the advantages of walking. And I'll tell you what, I was one of those people that always thought I had to be in the gym lifting weights. Not that there's anything wrong with lifting weights, but walking is just, I cannot tell you how that has changed my outlook on everything. Fitness doesn't have to come with, 2 hours in the gym. It doesn't have to come with the pain of running on concrete or anything else like that. It is absolutely amazing to me how just walking is, especially as you get older, like many of us are, when you get older, it's just about walking. That's it. And I keep preaching it because the more I do it, the better I feel. And I want you guys to feel as good as I do. And I can tell you right now, the more you walk, the more consistent you are, because I'm doing it 6 days a week. I don't walk on Sunday, but 6 days a week I'm walking now. I'm a little over, I'm about 2.5 miles now. And by summer, I hope to be at about 4 miles a day. 4 miles a day, I think will be a good place for me to be at. But building up to that has taken time without a doubt. But I can only tell you, the more I walk, the better I feel. And I just want everyone to experience feeling that well. And it just comes from something so easy. I put the ear pods in, I put my playlist on, and off I go. And I cannot tell you how good it feels to wake up every day and feel better and better and better. And I want that for you too. So get your protein. Your protein is extremely important. Mix in fruit and vegetables and walk. Don't make it complicated. You can eat as much vegetables as you want. You don't have to ever go hungry. You can eat as many vegetables as you want. Eat your protein, eat as many vegetables as you want, and eat some fruit every day. And see if you don't feel so much better just after a couple of weeks. Just after 2 weeks, you won't believe the difference. Anyway, that's my preaching for the day. I hope you have a wonderful day today. Thanks for joining me on the Dre Way. Don't forget, there's a new Dre Way each and every day. And don't forget to subscribe on YouTube, because there will be some videos that are just for members only starting today. So check out the members only videos as well. And have a great day, everybody. We'll see you later. We'll see you tomorrow right here on the Dre Way.